Good afternoon. Welcome to the September 2025 meeting of the Madison Historic District Board of Review. Brenda, could we have a roll call, please?
Bill Jewell,
Present.
Happy Smith,
Present.
Chris Cody,
Present.
Ken McWilliams,
Present.
Ryan Rogers,
Present.
Jared Anderson,
Present.
Jed Skillman.
That wasn't me.
Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from last month's meeting? Any changes? Any additions?
I move we approve as submitted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ready?
Bill Jewell,
I agree.
Happy Smith,
Abstain.
Chris Cody,
Agree.
Ken McWilliams,
Agree.
Ryan Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Abstain.
and Jed Skillman.
Yes.
Quick reminder to turn your mics off when you are not speaking.
All right. We'll conduct the meeting tonight by having either the owner or their representative come up to the podium, adjust the mic to where we can hear you, and state your name and where you live. At that point, Brenda from the city will review the project that's been presented to us. You as the owner or rep will then have a chance to either elaborate or clarify anything at all on that. The board members will then have a chance to talk with you and ask questions. At that point, we will do what's called finding of fact, where we will have one of the board members say, does this either approve or not approve with the application, and we will then vote on it at that point. And I'm sorry, and if I miss public comment at any time, please either raise your hand or stand up, okay? I think we're ready to go here. Let's do first one here. First is 123 Jefferson Street. We've had this one on the docket for quite a while. Let's see, get rid of that. There we go. It seems like that we're not really getting anywhere with this, so I'd like to suggest that we table this until the owner is ready to do it.
Yes.
I move we table the project at 123 Jefferson Street for 1 month.
I second that.
Okay,
Okay, Bill Jewell,
I approve.
Happy Smith, Chris Cody,
I approve.
Ken McWilliams,
Approve.
Ryan Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
Jed Skillman.
Approve.
All right. Number 2, Fenley Properties. Now, I understand that Fenley Properties is actually going to be put off for this, at this
Yes,
time too.
yes, let me take this.
Just waiting to hear what they're going to do with it. So do we have a
Okay.
motion?
I move that the project at 111 East 4th Street be moved to the next meeting.
I second that.
Okay, Bill Jewell,
I agree.
Happy Smith,
Approve.
Chris Cody,
Approve.
Ken McWilliams,
Approve.
Ryan Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
Jed Skillman.
Approve.
Next item, Rodney Pettit. Rodney Pettit is not on the docket tonight. He
This
is
has
going,
been withdrawn, so we will not be
yes,
making any motions or anything. This is just.
he is withdrawn.
This is done.
Okay.
So, Brenna,
Yes.
why is it withdrawn?
He has decided to rebuild the chimneys as they originally were.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear as the original chimney. Thank you.
Next one, Amy Cox at 723 West 4th. Hello.
Hello. I'm Joshua Jacobs. Amy's my boss. She works at our corporate office. What we're wanting to do is, there's a lot that,
We're first.
That's okay. Okay, so this project is to place a new, smaller mobile home on the lot where the old one originally was, tied down by hurricane anchors. The one that was there was damaged in a storm and then demolished. So it is currently an empty lot, and it is zoned residential mobile home. And this is what we have in terms of pictures.
Now your turn.
Okay.
so we're wanting to move the white home you saw there. That's going to go to the lot that, the first picture, to
Okay.
that lot there, just replacing a smaller home.
All right.
Um,
As far as I can tell, we don't really have much of a regulation involving mobile homes that are in areas that are actually designed for them. I'm wondering if we can do both this one and the other one that Amy Cox has at the same time. What would you think? Okay.
We'll go ahead and introduce the second one then.
Okay.
So this one is for 758 Presbyterian. This lot is non-contributing. The home that is there was constructed in 1950, and this request is to replace the mobile home that's on the lot with a new, slightly larger one that is proposed to look something like this.
Okay. Anything you would like to say?
It's we're replacing the home with the newer one, brand new from the factory. It'll be 76 foot total. The 6 feet on the front will be a front porch, and the house is 16 by 70. It'll be blue, it's all vinyl, a shingle roof, so it'll be, I think it's a darker blue color that we're getting.
Okay. Anybody from the board have any questions?
So can we move straight to a motion, Brenda? I move that both projects by Amy Cox.
Turn your mic on.
Pardon me?
Turn your mic on.
I turned it off so it wouldn't make noise. So I move that both projects by Amy Cox at 723 West 4th and 758 Presbyterian be approved by the Historic Board of Review.
Do we hear a second?
I second that.
Roll call vote?
Bill Jewell,
I agree.
Happy Smith,
Approve.
Chris Cody,
Agree.
Ken McWilliams,
Approve.
Ryan Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
Jed Skelman.
Approve.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You can pick your paperwork up from the city. Next one is Brent, is it Eister? It's 808 East Second Street. Anybody here for 808 East Second Street?
Okay,
We'll go
come back
on.
to that one.
Okay, the next one, Rebecca Brown at 307 East Fourth Street. Hello, Ms. Brown, thank you for coming.
Okay, so this property is contributing. It's an Italianate style, built in 1870, zoned historic district residential, and the request is to remove the non-original unattached chimney on the side of the house seen in the picture there, that is along Jerry Lane.
Okay.
I hope it's a pretty straightforward request. I don't know if I'm happy to answer any questions. It is causing some water issues inside, so we're hoping for the best long-term solution for a non-contributing chimney. There is another original chimney on the house that we will definitely be looking at to repoint and make sure the cap is good on that.
I'm very familiar with this property. I walk my dog up and down this alley all the time. I've been watching this chimney wedge itself off from the building for about 3 or 4 years now. There used to be a large plant that grew out of the top, so I can see where the issue is. There's a safety issue here, too, that to me is really monster. Straight across the alley where this would fall if it came down is a house where a lady babysits her little granddaughter in the backyard frequently, and it would be right in the way. So I think if safety, if anything, that would have as much to do with it as anything. Anybody else want to talk?
Ms. Brown, I have a question. You just purchased this property recently,
No, we've had it 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. Did you do the window and door work in it, or was that done prior?
Not done any of the windows and doors.
I'm sorry?
No, we haven't done the windows or doors.
Okay. Somebody's replaced them in the last couple of years.
Their mics on except for Jared.
Somebody has replaced them in the last couple of years, because you can look at Google Maps, historic pictures.
Yes, they renovated before they sold.
Okay. Do you know who that was?
The previous owners were also named Brown.
Okay.
No relation.
Okay. Do you have any idea who their contractor was?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I believe he was head of maintenance at a hospital north of the city, and I believe it was all repaired.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have a comment? Does anyone from the general public like to speak to this? Brenna, have we had any correspondence come to the city about it? At that point, we should do what is called findings of facts. Jared, you think maybe you could do that for us? Finding of facts.
So with the findings of fact, it says that we should retain original chimneys. This isn't original. It's probably 1940s, 1950s. Realistically, I don't think the guidelines prohibit that, and I really don't find any reason to go through that. So, yeah, I think you meet all the guidelines.
How does everybody else feel?
What are you looking at?
I got one question. When you take the chimney down, I noticed this, it has rain gutters that come up from either side. Any chance you could, you'll have to replace the rain gutters, that you could put the half-round historic gutters in?
Box gutters. We can look into that. We haven't priced out that. We can look into that.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not box gutters, but half.
yeah, not box gutters. I'm
Okay.
talking about
Or
the
what, half-round
half-round, like
instead of
a
a
lot of the older
sheet.
houses, the next step up after the box gutter was the
Okay.
half-round.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely look into that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to try to keep it as historic as possible.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
I approve, same reasons.
Okay. Jared, you approve?
He brought it up.
Yeah.
You Right.
We haven't made a motion yet.
I approve, I agree, same reasons.
Okay.
Ryan, did you say?
I agree.
Can't remember whether I approved, but I
Well-
approve, yeah.
You agree that it
Yes.
meets guidelines?
Take it down, and you're doing us all a favor.
Chris, you agree?
Yes, and I'm ready to make a motion.
Okay.
So based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that the Madison Historic District Board of Review grant a certificate of appropriateness for Ms. Brown here.
Second.
Vote.
Bill Jewell,
I approve.
Happy Smith,
Approve.
Chris Cody,
Approve.
Kim McWilliams,
Approve.
Ryan Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
Jed Skillman.
Approve.
You've been approved. You may pick your paperwork up. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Next one, 917 West Second Street, Marcy Jones. Thank you for
Okay.
coming.
So
What is your name,
this-
sir, and where do you live?
I am filling in tonight. My name is Burke Jones, 917 West Second Street.
Okay.
I'm here this evening to ask to change, not on the front of the house, it would be on the alley side.
Okay.
It is a second floor area that 3.5 decades ago, it was simply a open screened-in porch with a finished lower end of it.
Okay.
The screen was rusted out, the two before was rotted, and they had used interior paneling. So the wife came out one day and she said, "I want something done about it."
Never happened in the history of the
With the
world.
budget of this, I went out to Craigler and Henser in Hanover. As you can see, the fixtures, they were casement windows. I found 3 that had similar dimensions, and the price is right. A little bit of char on the cardboard, and I used vertical wainscoting on 6-inch centers to finish that area out. My proposal before the board is to remove all of that you see currently and use an Anderson 6/6 double hung pane. What my proposal is, there's one window on the second floor of that side of the house. These windows will match the opening of that window that is existing in the brick. And these 3 windows will be installed at the same height, the same dimensions, so aesthetically, as you look down the wall of the house, all 4 windows will be at the same height. My proposal before the board is to come back with thermally modified poplar clapboard. It'll have a 4.5-inch reveal, and we'll finish out the exterior around the window casings with clapboard, and it'll be primed and painted.
All
Any
right.
questions before the board?
Okay.
We'll go back just real quick. The property is contributing, federal style, built in 1850, and it's zoned historic district residential.
All right. Anyone have questions on the board?
None, yeah.
So this
Looks
is
great.
I'm sorry. This is the second time that you've done the job, you're basically saying?
Is this a new wife?
I appreciate the board's assistance.
Well, I was gonna say, we appreciate
First
you.
was 3.5 decades ago. I've lived in the house 45 years. The house is, the lot was purchased in 1858, and for decades, it was just a very cheap rental house. So we've gone through and worked on the house one room at a time. I've had the exterior tuck pointed, just got it recently repainted. So, you know, it's a continuous ongoing project. I've got another property directly behind it. It's a carriage house that I've had thermally modified poplar lumber built and replaced all the windows and doors on the building. Then I have another structure on Main Street, just a couple of blocks down the street. So I'm enthused about maintaining the integrity of the historical district downtown.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I really appreciate you making the effort to
Yeah.
make it more historically appropriate and kind of tie in with the community.
The effort that we went into to gain the designation, that's the key. That was a big endeavor.
Okay.
Mr. Jones, I missed it. The Anderson windows, what are they made of?
They'll be, the color will be terracotta.
No, what
And,
material are they made of? Are they
the
wood? Are
vinyl.
they clad?
Vinyl with wood
Okay, so
primed interior.
vinyl clad, okay.
The house has 11 windows originally. The only original windows are on the front of the house, is 6/6. All the other windows were beaten out of it years ago. One was bricked up and everything else was just removed, and it's just a single pane of glass now. So that was back in the old days.
Anyone else have questions? Concerns, anything? Could we have findings of facts? Could you do it right? Please, sir. Yeah, 18-0. Yeah, 18.
Page 82.
I'm looking it over, trying to find something that would apply. In this particular case, since you're taking
Yeah.
a recent addition within the last 30 years, you said,
At least.
and bringing it more to a historic standard, it doesn't fall in any of the guidelines that I see here because it's all about retaining original historic, repairing. So there really isn't anything in the section that applies, so my recommendation would be to approve it.
How do the other people feel?
I agree, same reasons.
I agree.
Let's see here. Do we have a motion, Jed, to approve? I'm sorry.
We're not done yet, Judge.
Any outside comments? Anyone from the audience like to say? Anything been,
Does everybody else agree?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Agree.
Yes.
oh, I can't do that. All right, do we have a motion?
Yep, I'll read it. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that the Madison Historic District Board of Review grant a certificate of appropriateness for the proposed project at 917 West 2nd Street.
Second?
Roll call vote.
Bill Jewell,
I approve.
Happy Smith, Chris Cody,
Approve.
Kim McWilliams,
Approve.
Ryan Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
Jed Skillman.
Approve.
Okay, you may pick your paperwork up. Thank you for
Ladies and
coming.
gentlemen of the board, I appreciate your time on this matter. Thank you very
Beautiful
much.
home.
Thank you for coming. Next one is Historic Madison Incorporated at 304 West 2nd Street, the Sullivan House.
Give it just a second here.
Identify yourself, sir.
And where you live.
My name is John Stacer. I live at 516 East 3rd Street. I'm representing Historic Madison Incorporated.
Great.
Okay,
Good.
so
Thank you
this-
for coming. Go ahead,
This
Brenna.
project, the Sullivan House is contributing and individually eligible. It is a federal-style house built in 1850, zoned historic district residential, and this request is to repair the porch on the side and build a new bathroom within the footprint of the porch on the first floor with a ramp.
Okay, now, before we get started here, Chris Cody is
He has
recusing
recused
himself,
Yes.
and he will not be participating. Let's see, are you going to abstain? I think Ken is going to abstain, so it looks like it's the rest of us that will do it. Okay? We good on that?
So, John, why, after 50 years,
Right,
do you need a bathroom at this house?
We are starting the first major restoration of the house since we acquired it in 1960, at which time there were no rules regarding Americans with Disability Act, and Indiana Building Code requires any major rehabilitation of a publicly accessible property to provide a handicap-accessible restroom. And
John,
our architect provided a 3-page or a 6-page letter with all the reasons for why we're doing it. Did everybody get a
We've
copy
seen
of that? Okay. So it's all part of Indiana Building Code, and the same thing with the ramp, too. Plus, it's the right thing to do to make the house welcoming to all guests. There'll be a time I won't be able to walk upstairs. I sure would like to have a restroom available if I needed it.
And my other question is this precludes any addition to the home, since you're going to have a bath available?
We will not be putting an addition onto the home. The restroom facility will be built or walled off within the footprint of
No,
the
that
porch.
puts a lot of rumors to rest. Okay.
Okay. Well, there was talk originally about adding, if you look at the early maps of Madison, Ken, where you and Sally live now, the Sullivans own that property all the way up to the alley.
I paid for that dirt, you're not getting it.
Well, we anyway, there was early discussions about trying to reestablish on the original footprint of the foundation that's back there, an addition, a bricked addition on the back to house the restroom and some other mechanical facilities. But when we looked into the cost and the feasibility and how do you access that, the access and the cost were really issues that we couldn't resolve in any way that made a whole lot of sense.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
Lanier Mansion, I think effectively they use the Visit Madison bathrooms as their ADA accessible bathrooms, so I guess the thinking is it's on the campus, it's not directly in the building. Did you guys consider, you have the whole Talbot Hyatt property, and then you have the property that Sullivan is on. What other kind of locations did you consider, and maybe how come you didn't go with a different plan for locating the bathroom?
Well, if you looked at the letter from Ben Ross, it kind of explained all that, but I'll go through that for the public process. So at the Talbot Hyatt House, when we rehabilitated that, we were required to put in a handicap accessible restroom. We had to sacrifice the historic kitchen in the house in order to do that, and we had to build an accessible ramp up through the garden to do that. And so at the Sullivan House, we examined every possible way of having that accessible restroom, including the stone outbuilding that's there. But that would have required so much rehabilitation because the doorways are like this narrow, and it's all stone load-bearing walls, so you would have had to chop out a whole bunch of stone. You would have had to gut the interior of the building, tear down structural walls, reconfigure the whole structure, and then run all your mechanicals out of the building. And then what if there's somebody in the house touring around and they needed to use the restroom and they're in a wheelchair and it's raining outside or snowing. It's just not a practical way to do that, but we did look at that possibility.
Yeah, I hear that, and I did read Ben's letter. I just kind of wondering, I mean, if Lanier can do it, that the bathroom can be in an adjacent building, how come it wouldn't work for Sullivan to have the bathroom at the Talbot Hyatt facility that you've already created an ADA bathroom in that is...
We're required to have a restroom within that property.
But I think Lanier then is not.
I can't speak to that. All I know is that when we have to do these, we are required by code to have a handicap accessible restroom.
Happy?
That's just the way it is.
The building code's changed since then.
Since Lanier. But there's a lot of historic properties around the country that have solved this problem, and I'm not suggesting that you do this, but I'm just saying they have solved this problem by having an accessory building that contains the bathroom so that they don't change the footprint of their historic buildings. So I think that is done. I'm just...
Well, like I said, we looked at that with the stone building, which it's considered an accessory building, but again, the cost of that and the structural nature of it and the ability and the problem that building is not within the footprint, not within the house. If you needed to get to it, you'd have to actually go outside, so it really doesn't work.
I have a couple of detail questions. So I'm very familiar with blueprints, but those are pretty fuzzy, the copy that we got of them, so I couldn't really read a couple of things. Actually, can you go back to the picture you were at? So the railing detail will remain and the wall be built inbound to that?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And the columns, it looked like it was a half column. Will it be a full column that you're reusing, or is that going to be up against the wall? I guess what I'm looking for is it a restorable add-on where one of the guidelines is additions should be built so that they could be removed and restore back to the original?
Oh, yes, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons this solution was selected. It's no load-bearing anything with those walls, so it's basically partition walls that will be installed. And so if at some point in the future there's a better alternative, the whole thing can be disassembled without affecting the porch. So it is reversible, yeah.
What's the materials on the outside of the partition wall? I just couldn't read the details.
Yes, and it's challenging when you have all that kind of stuff. So we're going to use thermally modified lumber, and
Okay.
it'll be kind of like a clapboard siding.
Okay, so it'll be a clapboard type layout.
Right.
Great. Well, that actually answers the questions that I have.
Anyone else?
So, John, is Ratio going to be your general contractor?
No, Ratio is our architect.
Right, I knew that, but I didn't, so my question is actually directed to who your general contractor is.
Well,
He's gonna hire subs to do the work.
right, so that decision has been made
Oh,
at
that's
this
fine.
point in time, so.
But my point will be
Yeah.
that I want all those subs to be registered with the city of Madison as a
Oh,
contractor.
absolutely, yeah, we don't work with anybody that's not
Okay,
registered and licensed.
good answer. No,
Yeah.
we have a lot of that, so thank you, John.
Anyone else?
Yes. I've tried to think of another gallery porch like this, a double gallery porch in Madison that's as visible as this one, and I can't. This is the only one we have. And I noticed on the description of the property at the beginning, it dates it to 1850. We're now saying between 1818 and 1820. So this goes a long way back, and I just participated in one of the HMI walking tours last weekend, and it was again stressed that this is the oldest residential existing intersection in the state of Indiana. And that house, and the three houses that still stand from that era, is a gem. And it is really painful to me to think of putting a public bathroom on the back porch of that house and not...
Well, Jed, it's not a public bathroom, it's a restroom facility for guests at the house.
Okay, I'll stand corrected on that. And I was, before somebody, Happy brought the subject up, I was saying, why not put it in the summer kitchen? Well, the doors are too narrow, and you would probably not be surprised at the number of people that come before us with a petition, and they want to modify their house, the windows are old, and they want to use a product that is, well, we would like to maintain the wooden windows, the original windows. Well, that's expensive. And so a lot of what we deal with here is the crying poor, This just does not sit with me as doing this. I love this house. This is one of my favorite buildings in Madison, even in its tumble-down condition now. It would seem to be there's got to be a way that a facility can be put up against the back wall of the house, or I don't, that John Windle built that summer kitchen, so I don't know it's just solid stone all the way through. It would seem like it's possible to enlarge one of those doors. That's just my view.
We have to provide a handicap accessible restroom. This was the best option. It's also the one that has the least permanent impact on the house. So our hands are kind of tied. We're not a homeowner coming to you saying, we want to add a bathroom, so we want to, this is a requirement by the state of Indiana. And, our architects.
Have you contacted the state to see if they would give you some sort of a leniency on this, given the history of the property? The man that lived in there is the man that named our capital, Indianapolis. He was a former state Supreme Court justice. You can see I've had my training on this building. It would seem you're coming before us and asking for a forbearance to put this in. Have you tried the state to see if they would allow you to do something like that?
The state has approved our plans as submitted. So our architects have submitted it. We have our, whatever it's called, from the state. And once we get our approval tonight, we can go forward with a building permit application. Jed, I would like to have done something else.
Yeah.
That's why we have architects, right? They have looked at every option, and we're not crying poor. This is not going to be an inexpensive project.
Well, I understand that.
It's the best alternative, and there are challenges when you're doing these historic projects, and this is one of those.
Does this mean you're all, like in the Costigan house, you have to do something there? Because that's not ADA compliant. Or is this just because you're doing the work on it?
When you do a major project like this, you have to do this, okay? Costigan House was done years ago.
Yeah.
Building codes have changed. I don't know what else to tell you. It's again, we had to do it at the Talbot Hyatt House. We had to lose the historic kitchen, which killed me to do, but it's what you got to do. So the thing is, it's reversible. Okay, if we built a brick addition on the back of the property, that's not reversible. If we chopped into that stone building, that's not reversible.
Well, the stone building is not historic. It was built in 1960. So that would be, there was some discussion I've overheard that you guys were going to tear it down because it's not accurate to the house. Make a nice public restroom.
Again, it's not a public restroom.
Yeah.
It's a restroom for our guests and our staff. Yeah.
I've got just a few comments. First off, you couldn't be working with a better individual, Ben Ross. Possibly one of Madison's biggest cheerleaders, and I've worked with him before. He's excellent. So, again, you couldn't have picked a better person. Second, there's lattice work on the north end of the porch. Would it be possible to would it be possible to put lattice work in front of this addition onto the porch to make it softer to the eye, kind of hide it a bit, instead of the clapboard that you guys have planned, or maybe both? I just, you've already got the lattice work on the end. I didn't know if you all had considered putting the lattice work there to hide it a little more.
That's a very good question, and that's something that we haven't discussed. It could be something that we talk about to see, in order to make that work on the whole porch, you'd need to do the first floor and the second floor to make
Right.
it all blend in.
Yep.
That's probably not the way the Sullivans had it early on, but if you saw in the letter,
Yes.
there are images in the 1870s, 1880s, 1890s of some screening, and so that porch has been fenced in historically in the past.
Sure.
And we just saw in the former application, the whole second floor of the porch was enclosed as a room. So it's a tradition that's happened here in Madison due to changing times with historic homes, and it's part of the tradition of Madison, but we could certainly look into that as a possibility, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, John.
Mr. Stacier, when I looked at this application, I started out looking at any kind of an alternative to that placement. And I thought initially about a little freestanding building on the site. That would be the least desirable of options, and I would hate to see that. I thought about the little stone building in the back. My experience has been when you try to make a building do something it was not designed for, you're going to come out with a less than desirable outcome. The project you have proposed, I think works really well because of the fact you can take it off at some point in the future. It's inset, it appears, into the porch, and so it looks to me like it should be, take 3 walls down and repair some floorboards. You could return this quite easily. I also see it honestly as an advantage to you guys building-wise for HVAC, for plumbing, all that kind of thing. Wiring, it's all right there. Whereas in the other building, if you went with the stone building, you'd have a pretty hard time with that. I'm not sure where you would run your septic, tell you the truth, so. Anyone else?
I'm really, feeling the things that Jed's been saying, and this really is a tough one. I mean, these sleeping porches that are around Madison are just so, to me, they're just so essential to the whole historic district. And we are facing, a little bit of challenge to them. People want second floor bathrooms, people want to enclose them. So then when one that's as high profile as this and an organization that is as revered as Historic Madison does it, that'll just make it a little harder to argue against it in the future. That just makes our job harder. I understand.
Well, just keep in mind, we're not enclosing the porch. We're installing
True.
a room within the footprint of the porch, so all the railings will be there, all the porch columns. If we end up doing some lattice work, that will be there. So from the historical perspective, from the exterior view of the house, the impact while there is minimal, and we'll do our best to try to screen that.
Yeah, I guess I would also kind of remind the board that it is different than a home, because number one, they're doing a restoration project on a historic public site. And in order for them to do that and to save the structure and to do what they need to do to save the structure, they're being required to do this because it is a public site. And so that is different than a private home.
You guys have this incredible track record. You have I think, the trust of the community. I do think, and I take comfort in my confidence. I think that I'm pretty confident, even though we've asked these questions, that you guys really have probably very thoroughly evaluated all the other possibilities and come back to this as your best possibility. But it's just, we face this issue every month of precedent-setting things, and now having to, it's just really tough, so. But thank you for the efforts.
Well, I'm well aware, and we racked our brains on this. And again, it's not a private residence. This is required by the building code, as Joe said, and we think this is the best solution. And this is what the Historic District Board is here to do, is to wrestle with these very challenging issues, and you've asked some really good questions and made some really good points. I would be asking the same questions if I was in your shoes, and except I've spent hours with the architects going over this. Is there another way? Ben, can we do what can we do different? Well, you can do this, but here are the challenges, and here are the other options that you have to face. So this really was the best solution. And again, it is reversible. If a better option comes along in the future, we have the ability to take this down. And so it meets the guidelines, as far as I can tell, in the best possible way, and does the least possible damage to the property.
Thank you.
I got one more question. Have you, and not to persist, but, I'm kind of bulldoggy on issues. Have you tried to appeal this to the state or get Indiana Historic, their Indiana Historic Buildings are helping us with another structure in town, nothing on the scale of this, but you work the network out there and see if there's a way to get this appealed.
Our architects are skilled at working with these projects. They've been doing these sorts of projects all across the country for 30, 40 years. There is no appeal process. We are required to have a restroom. So this is the solution we came up with. There is no way to appeal a handicap accessible restroom in a building that's open for public usage. It doesn't exist.
Anyone else? Happy, could you do findings of facts?
Sure, I just have a clarification.
I'm sorry, excuse
Oh,
me.
sorry.
Does the general public, anyone from the general public want to speak to this? Anyone? No? Have we had anything to the city? No? Findings of facts, please.
Okay, so just point of clarification. So there's really two projects here, right? There's the rehabilitation of the porch, right? All the repair work, all the solidifying of the porch. Are we speaking to that, Brenna? Or are we just speaking to the ADA accessible bathroom? Okay, so it seems to me there's two places in the guidelines that are pertinent here. One is porches, and then the other is new construction. So under porches, most of the guidelines refer to bringing back a historic porch, restoring it, repairing it, and all the things. So I feel like almost everything here does not apply because the bathroom is not repairing a historic porch. I will say here, 14.5, the enclosure or other alterations of historic front porches is not appropriate in the historic district, so that did say front porches. The enclosure of porches in the rear or other areas is not seen from the public view is appropriate if the enclosure is designed and constructed in a manner that preserves the historic features of this porch. So in some regards, I would say it does not meet this guideline because you are enclosing at least a part of the porch. But, there are times when you make exceptions to the guidelines. The other place, this guideline is giving you a little wiggle room, giving us all a little wiggle room here, I think, when it says it's constructed in a manner that preserves the historic features of the porch. And I think you're making a very good faith effort to do that. So I guess I would come down, it does not meet this guideline, but there's some room there for interpretation. Then if we turn to new construction, that's 26. Okay, new construction additions. Okay, locate new, this is additions. Is this where I should be, Brenna? 26?
Accessibility.
26-1. Then we have.
This one is considered an addition because it is technically a new room, but it's not an addition in the way that you guys are used to.
Right, so this is a small addition, kind of inside of a porch. So locating at the rear. So you're trying to make it unobtrusive. I would say it meets 26-1. Proportions should be good. I think you meet 26-2. Design element should be compatible. I think you meet 26-3. Additions should be constructed so that they can be removed. 26.4, you're good on that. Vinyl, you guys would never look at vinyl, so we didn't even talk about that. 26.6, wood windows, you'll do all the good wood things. Roof lines, I think you're taking care with your roof lines. It won't have a foundation, and I think all that. So actually, with regard to all the new construction stuff, I think you meet the guidelines very well there. Do I need to go to ADA now? Do I need to go somewhere else, or am I good? We're okay? Okay. So I'd say it's a mixed bag here. There's one guideline, a pretty clear guideline that you don't meet, and there's some other guidelines that you do meet. So there it is.
All right.
So you agree that it meets some guidelines but not others, and you're willing to make an exception?
Yes, that's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay.
Ryan, do you agree?
Anyone else?
Agreed.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay.
I do not agree.
Okay. And then Ken, you're abstaining?
Correct.
We can take a motion now if you're ready.
I'm sorry, what?
We can take a motion if you're ready.
Okay. Could we have a motion, please?
Do you have the crib sheet for motion? I move that Madison Historic Board of Review approve the ADA accessible bathroom enclosure on the lower sleeping porch of the Sullivan House at 307 West 2nd Street.
304.
304 West 2nd Street. I move that we approve the construction of the ADA accessible bathroom on the porch as described in the HMI materials.
I second that.
Could we have a vote?
Yep, hold on just 1 second. Okay, Bill Jewell,
I approve.
Happy Smith,
Approve.
Ken McWilliams.
Abstain.
You are abstained. Ryan Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
Jed Skillman.
I do not approve.
You've passed.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for challenging me on this. I would have done no less if I was in your seats. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
And John, thank you guys for what you're doing on this project here. This house has not had any upgrades in a long time, and this is going to really make a
It's a
difference.
major challenge, as you can see.
Yes.
So,
All righty.
thank you very much.
Let's see here. Patrick Guy at 1203 West Main Street. Hi there.
Good evening.
And your name and where you live, please?
Patrick Guy, 1203 West Main Street.
All righty.
Okay.
Brenna, if you could review.
Yes, so this is a non-contributing structure built in 1960, zone residential medium density R8, and this is a request to remove the brick wall to restore the building's original look and expose the original garage doors, which are still there. And then retroactive review is necessary for the sign and the ramp that was done previously without COAs.
So, Patrick, are you going to turn this into a great bar with garage doors that go up and
No bar, just a barber shop.
No, so what is it? You said you lived there, so you're going to turn this into a residence?
Oh, I don't live there.
Well, you said that when you walked up, so
Oh,
that's what.
okay. Well, I live on 1201 Walnut Street.
Okay.
If you need to know that.
No, so, like, what's your idea? What's your plan?
So I currently run a barber shop there. I'm looking to expand my barber shop. And so when I was doing deconstruction after Jackson Hewitt, my previous tenant moved out, I found these marvelous garage doors behind the wall. They're all original, still wood, still original glass. I got to strip the paint off the windows, but other than that, if I could remove the brick wall, I'm just going to run them as they go.
I think this is a fantastic restoration project. I was so excited to see the photograph that those doors are still there. That's so cool. I'm so glad that you're bringing them back. And Bill, I'm ready to make findings of fact if
Go ahead.
we're ready.
Why don't you go ahead?
I find that this complies with the guidelines.
How do other people feel? Happy?
I agree completely. I'd love to see this. This is awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
I've been fortunate enough to walk through it and see the doors. This is a great restoration.
Very good. Jared?
I agree.
Ken?
I think it's great. You're coming down from Hanover to America.
That's right. The
I
big
agree.
city.
And Jed?
Approve.
Approve. All right.
Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that the Madison Historic District Board of Review grant a certificate of appropriateness to Patrick Gee, not Guy, right? And for the project of 1203 West Main Street.
Do we hear a second?
I second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Bill Jewell,
I approve.
Happy Smith,
Approve.
Chris Cody,
Approve.
Ken McWilliams.
Approve.
Brian Rogers,
Approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
Jed Skillman.
Approve.
You approved. You can pick your paperwork up from the city.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Joe Craig at 1145 West Second Street.
I'm Joe Craig, and there are actually three things I'm asking for on this property.
Where do you live, Joe?
I live on Brentwood Drive up in Madison, but this house is 1145 West Second,
Okay, but what is your actual address, yours?
494 Brentwood Drive.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Rhonda?
Yes, real quick, I'm sorry that for some reason says the previous applications request. So, this project, 1145 West Second, this is a non-contributing structure built in the minimal traditional style from 1950. And this request is to enlarge the front porch to 6 feet by 21 feet and extend the roof to cover. Add a 30-foot by 16-foot carport to the northeast side of the house and extend the south side deck from 6 feet to 14 feet. And that can be seen in these pictures.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add?
Well, no, really. I mean, we did some investigating by taking the siding off to see. We done another house that had siding on it, and we took it off and found out that the wood was good, and we just painted this, but we can't do that with this one. So we've already been approved to put the other board on it, but
Your drawings and your pictures are really good. I really want to commend you for that
Well,
because
thank
it really takes a lot of the doubt out of it.
Yeah.
It's a very attractive project. You're going to do some really nice things to
yeah,
that
I
house.
I'd like to do it and do it right.
Yeah, I'll actually share that I asked staff to set aside these drawings because I see them as proof that anyone can do this if you put in the time and effort, and it's very much reflected that you put in the time and effort here. So, well done, well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? Anything?
It's kind of unrelated to historic, but I was curious, have you been through zoning yet? And the only reason I ask is it looks like it's pushing up pretty close to the street.
On the zoning, yeah. I mean, I had to have it rezoned.
Oh, you had it rezoned?
Yeah.
Okay. And they approved the footprint of the new addition on it?
Well, let me think about that. That might have been the other property on the hilltop. Yeah.
It's not under the purview of historic, it's just something I thought that
Yeah.
should be brought up. The design's very nice, I do appreciate the drawings. I wish every homeowner would bring in drawings that we could at least
I
imagine.
guess what you're asking is being close to a setback issue.
Yeah,
I just don't, I mean, it is what it is because it's been there. I've never really checked it.
We'll review that with Nicole.
yeah,
Well,
I have
can
talked to
say this,
staff
that-
about,
that the existing porch on there is out 6 feet.
okay.
In your packets, I believe you should have a drawing that has red marks on it, like a red triangle. Didn't make it into the
That's a good
PowerPoint,
question.
but that shows exactly how far out it'll go, and it shows where the original porch ends at that 6-foot mark.
Okay.
So you should have a more clear visual of that.
I looked at the other porches on that street and they were all 6 feet deep.
And that'll come when we get some building permit.
My concern is I don't want to approve, as far as the historic board, something that can't be built because of zoning issue.
That's okay.
You can approve it because it wouldn't be approved for a building permit if it wouldn't be allowed.
And that's really not a zoning issue, it's a building permit issue.
Building permit.
Yeah, because he'll have to apply for building permit at some point in time, and he'll go and do a site visit and determine if that's an issue. That, I guess that's happened historically, pretty frequently, the historic board might approve something, and if there's something with the building permit, we just don't want it to happen.
Okay.
That's okay.
Anyone else? Does anybody from the audience want to speak? Okay. Would you like to come up and speak? Okay. Brenna, have we had anything come to the city that need to be read in? No? All right. Who would like to do findings of facts? Jed, could you do that, please?
Yeah, fine fact that I have to find here. We don't want to. Whoops. 15. I think I've got the right house here. Is this a contributing house?
No, it's not.
And
We got a lot of room.
actually, if you want to review the packet that I provided, I have one of the points that it doesn't meet. So if you agree with that, we can go forward with that. If there are other points, we can present those, but you don't have to read every point.
As I have done. I don't see a problem with any of this. When I went by it, I just said, I like it.
Then
Good
go ahead and
job.
say that. That's good. Yeah,
Meets
just
the guidelines.
turn your mic on. That's it.
Guidelines? Chris, what do you think?
I agree.
Ken?
I agree.
Jared?
I agree.
Brian?
I agree.
I agree.
And I agree.
Motion?
Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move the Madison Historic District Board of Review grant a certificate of appropriateness to Joe Craig for his project at 1145 West Second.
I second.
Okay.
Bill Jewell?
I approve.
Happy Smith? Chris Cody?
Approve.
Ken McWilliams?
Approve.
Ryan Rogers?
Approve.
Jared Anderson?
Approve.
Jed Skillman?
Approve.
You may pick your paperwork up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day. Next one is Beth Owens at 422 Walnut.
Okay.
Good evening and thank you for coming.
Thank you. My little project's not that big. You can't really see my porch from the front of the house. Can't really see it from the back because of my garage.
Well, tell you what, let's have Brenna, if you could review the project a little bit and then we'll ask you questions. How about that?
Yes, so this is a contributing structure built in the Greek Revival style. It is from 1850, and it's zoned residential medium density R8. And the request is to extend the existing north wall on the back porch to the end of the existing porch to make a new room and enclose the east wall of the porch, including 2 windows and a sliding door exterior siding to match the house. So this is the drawing of the proposed changes, and this is the existing porch.
All right. If you'd like to add anything or clarify?
No, it'll be nice when I'm finished with it. I'm just gonna bring the north wall out to the end of that porch and then make like a closet from the inside that I can use, and then use, enclose the rest of that porch so the bugs don't eat me up anymore. It's been bad this summer, but anyway, I really like my backyard and I enjoy being there, but, sometimes sitting out, I get bug bit a lot, so.
I know I had a pretty difficult time seeing what was actually going on back there. I wasn't tall enough to be able to look over things.
Well, you should have knocked on the door. I could have locked the gate.
We're not allowed to do that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Does anybody else want to talk about this one here? Anybody?
I can see this as an improvement.
You turned your mic off.
You turned it off.
No. I can see this as an improvement. It doesn't look like it's oversized or anything like that. How much space between where you're going to put the wall and the property next door will that leave you? Because it's the firehouse next door.
Oh, yeah. Well, my gate's like 42 inches, and then there's, I don't know, it's almost like 9 feet across there, so there's quite a bit of room.
Okay.
I don't know exactly.
technically, it will not be any closer to the neighboring properties than it already is because the footprint is staying the same. It's just.
It's just
Yeah.
evening out with the house.
Yes.
Anyone else?
I tried hard to look at the area here, if possible, to see fences in the garage. Our guidelines, kind of, if you can't see it from a public right of way, you pretty much are allowed to do what you want to do. I kind of feel like this one falls under that. It's just my thoughts.
Well, I have a nice yard, I really like it, but,
You've been really doing nice things to the front of the house. It looks great.
yeah, I finally got it painted. I had to do a lot of brickwork on the front there. I had this bright idea of running my drains into the ground there, and then the neighbors tied into it. Their roof was lower than mine, so that it made the water pour over the front of my house. That was just devastating, so, this project got put on hold until I got that straightened out, so. But I got my new sidewalks and new drain in there, so everything's good.
Okay. Anyone else from the board? Any other questions? Anybody from the audience like to speak to this matter? Any communications with the city? Let's see, how about a findings of facts? Ken?
So, design guidelines for porches, page 69. So, retain and preserve, maintain, repair rather than replace in kind. So far you meet all those. She's not building anything new. So I believe she meets the guidelines.
Happy, do you agree?
I agree.
Ryan?
I agree.
Jared?
I agree.
I agree.
Jed?
I agree.
Me too.
Okay. Motion?
I'm sorry.
Motion?
Oh, yeah. Could we have a motion, please, to accept? Jared, could you do that possibly?
Let's see.
There you go.
Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that the Madison Historic District Board of Review grant a certificate of appropriateness to Beth Owens for the proposed addition or porch addition at 422 Walnut Street.
Do we
I
hear-
second.
Okay.
Vote.
Bill Jewell?
I approve.
Happy Smith?
I approve.
Chris Cody?
Approve.
Ken McWilliams?
Approve.
Ryan Rogers?
Approve.
Jared Anderson?
Approve.
Jed Scully?
Approve.
You have been approved. You can pick your paperwork up. Thank you for coming, ma'am.
Thank you.
And looks like the last one for tonight is Larry and Joni Hoffman at 1211 Main Street, West Main Street. Thank you for coming. What's your name and where do you live?
Joni Hoffman?
Larry Hoffman, 1211 West Main.
Okay. Brennan, go ahead, if you could tell.
So this is a non-contributing structure built in 1950, zoned residential medium density R8, and the request is to move the front door to where the window currently sits on the front porch and repair with matching siding. And the pictures show what is moving, where it's moving to, and what it's being replaced with.
Mhm.
And this is a neighbor who has what they're looking to do.
Right
Yes.
next door.
If you'd like to elaborate a little bit or help us out here, you're your best cheerleader, remember?
Yeah, it's just simply replacing the door, just moving the door,
Okay.
just exactly, kind of like mimicking what they
Right,
did.
the one next door, yeah. Your choice of doors is very nice, I think.
Took us a while to find those.
Those look pretty nice. I
Yeah,
think
thank you.
refinished, those are going to be quite nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful on the other side of it.
Oh, good, good.
Brenna, do we know for a fact it's a house from 1950?
That is what the survey says.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry.
I thought the
It says
survey,
1890. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's my mistake. I'm sorry.
It's
It's 1890 according to the survey.
Okay.
and so it is a
Can you confirm?
1890 contributing
It is
structure.
contributing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
my fault.
That makes a big difference to this board.
Oh,
We're supposed to do the historic stuff. That
Okay.
means that your house is historic stuff.
Thank you for catching that.
Anybody else?
Are you going to, the door you remove, are you going to put a window in there?
No, we're just gonna frame.
Solid wall.
sign it.
With the same siding.
Okay.
And I want to be clear, that window that you're planning to take out, that's not a historic window. It looks like a vinyl.
No, it's just a vinyl.
That's what I
replacement
thought,
window,
yeah.
It was there when we bought it.
Figured.
Yeah, all the windows look like they've been replaced before we bought it. We bought it 2 years ago.
Okay. And I see that you're going to try to duplicate the aluminum siding, and if
We
not, you're
are.
going to put, what kind of siding if you can't
Well,
duplicate it?
if I can't, then I was thinking about doing maybe like the board and batten that I have back on the garage.
Mm-hmm,
Just kind of like mimic that.
okay. Yeah, board and batten pattern is one that we accept,
Right.
so, okay.
I mean, ultimately, though, I'm going to try my best to replace that, because I do have, I used to rehab houses up in Cincinnati, so I do
Mhm.
have vinyl siding.
Or no, it's
Okay.
aluminum.
Or aluminum, sorry.
Aluminum siding?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you
Anything else?
know if there is wood siding underneath your aluminum siding? Do you happen to
Don't
know?
know. Haven't touched it yet.
So Madison, has a good number of wood frame houses, and a lot of them have been being replaced with modern materials. So we're kind of losing our wood frame houses, and, in the historic district, those are really wonderful things to have. In our guidelines, historic district guidelines, there is kind of strong guidance to not change the openings of your historic building. So the original windows, the original doors, those are your historic openings. Then it's a different issue when you swap out the window material, so that's replacing a window, but that's leaving the window opening the way it was, or leaving the door opening the way it was. So what you guys really want to do is, hooey boy, kind of a big change there. On the front of your building, you want to completely remove a window opening, and then you want to change the current window opening into a door opening. So we do have some things in the guidelines that say that wouldn't meet guidelines. It was good that you gave us the picture of the neighbor's house, and I looked at all the other houses around you, and almost everybody else has a door in the position where you want to create your new door. So, one could kind of say you're going to be more consistent with the neighbors, but it does kind of go against a pretty strong guideline to not change original openings. If you didn't have any wood frame underneath the aluminum, then one could say, well, you're not destroying the original, you're not changing the historic fabric, but we really don't know what's underneath. So it's kind of a dilemma for us up here, and it is so hard where a lot of changes are happening in the district, and people see their neighbor doing all kinds of crazy stuff at their house, and then they come here, being the good citizens coming before this board, and we point out some of the inconsistencies with the guidelines, but that is just a problematic kind of area of things.
Yeah, happy. I wrestled with exactly the same issues, and just to share my thought process on it, because you're absolutely right about the problematic aspects of this. The fact that the window is not a historic window was big for me. Had it been a historic window opening, I would have had a lot more pause. I also think overall this is an upgrade to the property. That's a very attractive, new set of doors that they've found. I think it helps the building long-term. The only remaining concern that I have is about covering up that door opening, if that's the historic original door. But I think overall, this is a benefit to the house to have this project go through. I just ask that as you're going through the process of closing that up, to try and do so in a reversible way, especially if when you get in under that aluminum siding, you see wood framing and you're like, oh, that's the original 1890s door. Don't fill it in a way that it can't be undone if somebody wants to go back the other way in the future.
Yeah, and that was our intention. Like, if we did, get into it, and then we did see the original, that it was original, then, we can just simply frame it to where if somebody else wanted to come back in and restore it, they could. So it certainly wouldn't be, irreversible.
Thank you.
Actually, one of our board procedures, Mr. Hoffman, is that we don't approve the replacement of aluminum siding if you're covering the original wood. We take in 2 steps. Find out what's beneath your current siding, and if it's the original wood, then we would like for you to take all the siding off and refurbish the original wood, which has happened many places in town, including right across the street from me. But, so that's my concern, is that, the original, siding is preserved because it's been covered for 60 years. So I would like that.
Anybody else on the board? Is there anyone from the general public that would like to speak? Have we had any correspondence to the city? No? Let's see here. Jed, could you do a findings of facts for us? Please? Get the glasses on, yeah. I know about that.
Okay. 9 doors. And contain preserved original doors and entrances. In fact, the illustrated photograph here on page 59 of our guidelines there.
Turn your mic on real quick.
I want to tell the board here that on page 59, the illustrative photograph is the doors that they want to put in, the double French doors here. Kind of unique. If you handle this right, it's going to look like it's been there since 1890.
Right.
So I have no problem with the door. And District Guidelines 18. So now that we find this house is contributing, windows, and we're going to just take one out and put a door in and then cover up the other. We've discussed that. That all seems copacetic. I find no problem.
All righty. Could we hear a motion?
Wait,
No.
Chris, do you
Everyone
agree?
feels.
It's hard to agree that this fully meets the design guidelines. That's not going to change my vote. I am going to vote to approve this, but I also want to make the point that making it look like these doors have been there forever, it can create a false sense of history, and that's not something that we want to do. So, don't do like a faux rustication or some old-timey lettering or numbers on them or anything. Try and keep them clean and modern and not create that false sense of history.
Yep.
Ken, do you agree?
No, I agree with the caveat. I want the siding done in 2 stages. So I would approve the windows into a new door opening. But I want the Hoffmans to let's see what's underneath that siding before they proceed.
Jerry, what do you think?
I agree. It meets the guidelines.
Okay. Ryan?
I struggle with this one a little bit because throughout the guidelines, the way they phrase things is it's usually consider or whenever possible, things of that nature. In this one, it says never create a door opening where none existed. So it's kind of difficult to get over because I believe in fairness on the board. And even though this is kind of a unique situation for your house because other people have done it, I want to show consistency from my aspects of being a board member to applying it evenly to everybody else. I think I'm going to have to deny the application, but I think it would look great. I don't dislike what you're doing. It's the never that gets me, and I do want to follow the guidelines.
Happy?
I'm really struggling too. Ryan quoted here, never create a new door opening. It's the changing of the openings in the building that I'm struggling with. You can swap a door out, you could swap a window out, leave in the opening, but when you change the opening, you're really changing the original intent of the building. I'm really having trouble with that. I really so appreciate you guys have come. I think you have a neat design for your house, but we have to really try hard to balance the needs of the historic district against what homeowners want to do, and it is hard to do sometimes. But yeah, I think I'm finding it's not meeting the guidelines.
Not meeting, okay. Anybody from the audience? Anybody else want to speak? Any correspondence to the city? Go ahead, Chris.
What's the address?
1211.
1211.
West Main.
Based on the preceding findings of facts, I move that the Madison Historic District Board of Review grant a certificate of appropriateness for 1211 West Main. And again, I don't think that it fully meets the guidelines. I agree with my colleagues who have expressed their concerns. If it wasn't a non-historic window that you're putting the door in there, that would be a hard no for me, but I think overall it's better for the building as long as the doorway, if you do discover that it's a historic one, is sealed in a reversible way. I'm okay with making the motion to approve as I just did.
Chris, how do you feel about deciding in 2 stages?
That's another tough one, because, if they're gonna close it up, we don't want any more aluminum siding, can't have them go just wood in part, aluminum and all of it. They didn't come before us today to redo all their siding on their whole house, so, that's one that I'm just preferring not to touch for now.
Oh, Jed.
Need a second.
I agree with Chris.
You need this. I'll second.
Good. All right.
I'm sorry, who
Debbie, how do you
seconded?
feel?
You got second. Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Oh, I'm
Who
sorry.
seconded?
Okay, we're good.
Somebody did.
Ken
It was Ken? Okay, sorry. Okay, roll call. Bill Jewell,
I approve.
Happy Smith,
Do not approve.
Chris Cody,
Approve.
Ken McWilliams,
Approve.
Ryan Rogers,
Do not approve.
Jared Anderson,
Approve.
and Jed Skillman.
Approve.
You have passed. You can pick your paperwork up from the city. Thank you for coming.
Thanks so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
Thank you. Let's see, we're down to new business at this point. Anybody have new business?
I do.
Ken?
Okay. So in light that, in the near future, we're gonna,
Hold on just a second.
There was one other application.
There is one other application,
Oh,
if you're
oh, I'm
seeing
sorry.
on the agenda.
Yeah, she,
Dee Dee Schneider, that project is considered incomplete at this point, so it will not need a motion or anything like that. It is on the legal notice, but because it is incomplete, we don't have to make a motion for that.
sounds good. Thank
I
you.
want to actually ask a question about that project. So I went and looked at the deck. I didn't have real concerns with it from an appearance historic board perspective, but I was really worried about building permit and engineering report and stress on the historic building for the deck. So as has already been brought up tonight, the historic board will, make judgment based on the historic district guidelines. But then other people, right after us, Brian, other people will make sure that this building is safe for
Yes.
the historic structure that it is resting on.
Yes.
Not
and there-
causing stress.
Technically, there is already a deck there.
Right, so that's
There-
what, yeah.
Their request is to put railings up so they don't fall off of the roof.
Well, we want that too, but we also don't want the
yes.
building to be hurt.
Right.
We don't care about the people, we care about, no. Anyway, yeah, okay.
Back to you, Ken.
okay. So, Mr. Chair, in the near future, we're going to have different proposals applications come before the board. And we don't have a set procedure for how many minutes the public can speak.
Okay.
So I'd like to set a procedure that we limit comment from the public on any issue at any time, any month, any year, to 2 minutes per person.
Okay. All right. What do you think, sir?
Did you say you want to just limit it to
2 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes per person?
Per person.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that's what the board desires, that would be fine. I would suggest,
That's why I had you come, brother.
yeah, I got you. I would suggest that might be best if we actually kind of put that in a written resolution form, and then just have the board take it up at the next meeting and vote on it,
Good
would be
idea.
my suggestion.
Okay.
I got a question. Why are we doing this?
Well,
We
there
have
was-
not
there
been
was-
overrun by public comments.
There was blowback to the city after the recent meeting of why there were only 2 minutes allowed. And so because that hadn't been set as a procedure for that board. So I want to make sure that we protect ourselves and the public by having a set procedure in place.
I've got a lot of hot mics, I'm afraid to turn mine on.
Line's off.
So I want to be clear, though, that I completely agree with limiting public comment, especially when there's a huge turnout, to make sure that everyone gets their say and we're not in a meeting for 8 hours. I've been to those meetings before. It's not fun. I do want to be clear, though, that members of the public could speak longer than 2 minutes if in response to questions from the board. For example, I could see a neighborhood representative or an architect who's come to town that we might want to ask their opinion, and that might stretch it over 2 minutes versus the sort of, self-public comment, and draw that distinction of response to board questions, if that's okay.
And they can sit down and get back up.
Could this also, does this have to be something that is cut in stone, or can the chairman say, tonight we have a lot of people, and we got to go through a lot of public comment, the 2-minute rule will be in effect tonight? But in general, somebody could have come up here and talked about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess, and again, I think this is why I think it's good to flush it out, and why we'll put it in writing. And I can get with Ken to write it however, but.
My arthritis.
Yeah, but I think, in general, when you do these, it's probably best to say, that the board either make it a may, or just say that the board has the authority to extend public comment or whatever on a case-by-case basis. And then that way, if you guys want to do it on that particular case, you just kind of say, you know what, we're going to throw that out the window for this one and go forward.
All righty. Anybody from the public? Anybody want to talk to that?
For 2 minutes.
I don't think it needs to be. You're not going to vote on it tonight,
Yeah.
so I think Ken's just kind of bringing it up for discussion, and then we'll have something, I'll get with Brennan, and we'll have something written for the next meeting.
Good deal.
Good move.
All right.
She doesn't have everything to do.
Any other new business?
No.
No, we're doing good. How about old business? Anybody? Don't see anything here. Staff report.
Okay, so first of all, I want to start with, there is a packet for you guys of staff reviews. It did not get sent out today. I'm sorry, I was out all of last week. So I do have it made. I will send it out tomorrow morning. And then I will also be uploading it to the agenda that gets published on the website so that everybody can view it. Yes.
So on Joe Craig's application, Joe said he had a prior approval.
Yes.
The paperwork you released to us never has the prior approvals listed.
That's what that'll be.
Yes, you should have listed, I believe you should have listed this in the docs that you.
It happened at the same time, so he submitted the applications at the same time, so when that was written, it had not been approved yet. But I do hear what you're saying, and I can add that.
It'll never didn't say Ken, it'll never happen.
It'll never happen again. Okay, so then for this month, we had a fairly slow month, only 6 applications. Most of them were relating to siding or fences. And then if you note Tina Stamball, she actually had 2 applications for fences. One was for her front yard and one was for her side yard. So they are 2 separate applications, but they're in there. It's the same one. So that is all for this month.
Brenna, can I ask a question about 1126 West 2nd?
Yeah.
So when the vinyl siding came off, what was the age of the building? And what was
There
under
were
the vinyl
holes.
siding?
There was no siding left. That house was a dilapidated structure, and there were gaping holes into the side. So that is
So there
why-
was wood there, but it had gaping holes?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So he wasn't
Okay.
able to.
Do we know the date of the
rehab that.
building, or just a rough, was it historic, was it contributing, I guess?
I believe it was, but I don't have that off the top of my head. But I can get that for you.
Okay, great,
I have
thanks.
a question about 768. You've got fascia and soffit replacement on there. What is the materials they're going to use for that?
Like I said, I will have to get that for you guys. It should be in the packet, but I will check and confirm that.
Okay.
Because that was an early in the month thing. So I don't remember that exactly, but I will get that for you.
What I want to make sure is that we're not adding soffit to the job. If it's one of the shotguns, I don't want to see soffits added to it. And I don't want to see a Captain Aluminum.
Yeah, I don't believe they were adding any. I think they were just replacing what was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to confirm that, please.
Anybody else for this month? Carson?
Anybody else?
Okay.
Anyone in the audience still?
Well, we have, for the annual review, we had 4 this month. All of them are done except for 709 Walnut Street. That fence, it was a chain link fence, and it is supposed to be a
What, no
privacy
love?
fence.
Where's my name?
Oh my gosh, did I leave you off? Did. I'm sorry. Yours is in the packet. I do know that.
She's still
So that'll be on the website.
Not a good meeting for you.
I'm sorry, guys. So annual review, yeah, we only had 4 for last year. One of them was not done. It was a chain link fence meant to be replaced with a privacy fence, and that work did not happen, so that approval has lapsed.
Alrighty. Anybody else? Meeting's about over here. Anybody else want to say anything? Do I have a motion to adjourn? You did. All in favor, say aye. All in favor, say nay. We're gone.
Seconds that. Did we get one?
Mr. and Mrs. Second.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Joe.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. Yes, it would.